Hi, welcome to Dog Training Anytime. So today's topic is going to be how to stop jumping. The first thing isn't actually about the training that you do with the dog. It's first assessing why is the jumping occurring and what and how long has rewarded it and how long has it been allowed to go on. And then what behavior do you want to replace it with? Do you want the dog sitting? Do you want the dog on all four paws? So you have to have what behavior you plan on wanting to replace it with, period. So first thing, when puppies are little, we come home and they're jumping on us and we're rewarding them because they're so cute and they're up on our leg and we're rewarding that. We're petting them. And then visitors come and they want to see your puppy and they do the same thing. So that was what we would call a high rewarded behavior. They've been given love, they've been given attention for that. So now when you have a bigger dog or you're busy or you have things in your hands and you don't want them to jump or you don't want them to jump on visitors, those are two different types of training. It would be first with you and second, how to greet a visitor without jumping on them. So we also have to teach all humans in this. And so it's not just the dog. We're going to teach the humans how to respond to promote a behavior that you want, such as no jumping. So the very first thing is that if it's a puppy, it's a lot easier due to the fact that everything's brand new for them. And I always recommend to all parents, pick a treat that you know they're going to love. Have a hungry puppy. Plan the training time for it. Most of the mistakes occur that parents don't plan it, they get caught off guard, and they don't know what to do. And they intermittently reward jumping. So they're having a bad day, or they just got home and the puppy jumps and they're happy to see him and they pet. That is rewarding that behavior. Remember that dogs have 400 to 450 body language movements. That's how they communicate to each other. They can speak the same language anywhere. And jumping on you is a play mode with other puppies. Now for an elder dog or the leader of the dog, puppies learn very quickly that it's not okay to jump on them. Now, a lot of their interaction is always going to the mouth of the elder dogs. There's many reasons and impact for that. We don't need to go through that, but you have to realize then that if we're bending down, we're kissing them, we are rewarding jumping. We're actually creating a behavior that we don't want. And they're not going to understand a red light, green light. Today it's okay, tomorrow it's not. In this situation it's okay, in that situation it's not. Now, if you want your dog jumping, I definitely recommend teaching them a hug command, and I can do that in a different video, but you want to teach them to come up by command. But the very first thing you have to teach is the behavior you don't want, and that is no jumping on the body. So remember the very first thing, when you walk in the door, when you greet your puppy, you're in training mode right away. You do not want to bend over and pet them while they're jumping. You want to turn your body. If I was sitting and I had a puppy jump up on me, you turn your body away and you gently glide them off and put them back on the forepaws, and you should have a treat at that point. Petting is not enough, and that's probably the hardest thing to teach parents. If you're petting them, a lot of times your timing, your reward method is all getting intermixed in a message that you're actually getting the dog confused. So the very first thing is you set yourself up for success. You have treats, you have a planned moment of training, and you know what your response is going to be. That means you will not bend over. You will either, if standing, turn your back and move away. And that's part A. And that's what everybody tends to remember. But what they forget is you turn back and you've got your treats, right? Whether they're in the pocket. This is not an exercise where you take the treat and you try to guide them into that. So you've got your treats, they jump off because you've turned your back. So your timing should be good. You turn back, yes, and treat. That may take 10, 15, 20 repetitions. I've had puppies that took 4 months to learn this exercise. So it's not that they're stubborn, and that's normally what I'll hear. But remember, entering a home, turning your back, turning back around, quickly catching them, and if they no sit, fantastic. Get them into a sit and treat. If they're jumping crazily, toss some treats and get them off of you. Then repeat this. The whole goal with a puppy, of course, is just like it would be with a child, is to redirect them into the behavior that you want. And that may take multiple repetitions, and you don't stop that exercise until you've ended it with the behavior that you're rewarding, and you let them know that. Now, again, when people come into the home, they tend to do all the same things. They look at the dog, they get all excited, they bend over, but they're going to get jumped on. So we should always have our dog on a leash. Again, if visitors are coming, it's a controlled environment. I call it stage setting. You're setting the environment up for them to learn how to greet other people. But the parents are the ones that are teaching them, not the children. Okay, I get parents all the time saying, well, this is their puppy. This was for them to learn. They're both kids. That's not a fair setup. So always let the child be a part of the exercises. They can give the treats, but they should not be the one with the leash in their hands. Only one person, and only one person saying the commands. And the human entering should not bend over, should keep their eyes above, ignore the dog for a good 5 minutes until they've calmed down. And the parent is the one who is rewarding the dog for staying on all four paws. Now, there's a subject out there that I get all the time about a throw can, which is this. This is a plastic bottle. It could be a metal can, and you can put just a couple pennies in there. This is not to toss at them. And for some dogs, this could be a noise right there that they just stop. That's what you're actually rewarding. You're not trying to scare them. You're trying to interrupt the jump and then reward the forepaws on the ground. So remember, the very first stage of jumping is setting your environment up, knowing what behavior you're going to reward, knowing that your hands and your body, if you are intermittently rewarding jumping at any time, whether you're sitting in a chair or standing or entering a room, and you do nothing but pet them, you are rewarding jumping. Your first thing is turn your back. That is what they call, as body language from dog to dog, shut down. Turn your back. Immediately turn back around to reward the behavior of the four paws on the ground. Eventually you can add sit to this. But right now, you just want to make it very, very simple. Now, if you've gotten a rescue or this is an older dog who's been doing this for a while, it's the same method. It just may take many repetitions. And the hardest part is teaching the humans. It's not teaching the dogs. Humans like certain things to do when they interact with a dog, and then all of a sudden they don't want the dog doing that behavior. So please, just this short little exercise is all it requires in the beginning for jumping. Remember, eye contact stays above. Body language is number one. Turn your back. Immediately be prepared with your treats and reward a behavior you want. Then, if you need a distraction sound, use that. You're not tossing it. You can hold it in your back, shake it just a little, pair it with the new command. So if you've been saying off and you have an older dog forever, off, 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 then say and use a different word. Is a marker word that we say we don't want that behavior. But if you've been saying down, replace it with off. If you want to place off with down, use a new word to teach them, don't do that behavior. And then use a good word like good, off, and reward for that. Thank you for listening, and always feel free to check out my YouTube, like me, and share this. My main goal is to actually get this information free for as many people to learn to keep these dogs in homes. The number one reasons that dogs do not stay in a home, are behaviors. But remember, it's really changing the human behavior before it's changing the dog's behavior. Thanks for watching and have a great day.